Set your alarm, aren't you hungry?
I just watched this viral video on Twitter and it really pissed me off. It's about the Gold Gym situation. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have heard about this situation. So there was a woman at Gold's Gym in LA. She goes there every day. Now, while she was in the bathroom, she sees a transgender woman. Now, the transgender woman was fully unclothed.
What?
The woman was also unclothed. And
that's when we both saw the truth. You with clothes off look different than with me with clothes off.
Made her feel uncomfortable, right? Apparently the transgender woman had a huge hanging pipe. Something vicious on her.
Pause, nigga, pause.
So she made us think about it. Like, hold on, bro. Like, can we get some privacy? Like, can I not be unclothed around somebody with a huge hanging pipe on them? And that caused the chaos that ultimately got the woman more victimized because she ultimately got banned from the gym for speaking up.
What about, like, kids? Don't people bring kids to the gym?
Well, the situation gets worse from there.
How are you? Did you tell me or not that women like to see? Exactly. Get out of the way now. No. Now he knows how to be a man, right? Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed points. No.
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay.
I understand.
I'm not causing. At Gold's Gym, men, grown men with big in the men's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know.
Hey, nah, she's strong as hell, though. Look at them arms, bruh. Why she ain't fight that nigga? She probably would have won. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody saw that man in the locker room. No one saying shit. And I'm with it. It's stupid. It's dangerous. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. I'm the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room.
Seeing things like this isn't abnormal in 2025. As a matter of fact, this is probably like one of the things that you see frequently on social media. But the reason why this situation is so infuriating it's the response from the gym. It's how they treated the woman for sticking up for herself and sticking up for what's right. And it's also the attitude and the behavior from the perpetrator, because they did a TMZ interview. And in that interview, you could see from their remarks, from their behavior, from their attitude, they're kind of relishing in getting that woman banned from the gym. They're kind of relishing in re-victimizing that woman after she was already victimized by having to be unclothed in front of someone with a big wee-wee.
Yeah, man, pause. But look, this is prophecy, right? Where they say things that are considered evil will be considered good, and things that are considered good will be considered evil, right? And y'all, I mean, look, y'all could take that however y'all want to take it. I'm just saying, bro. Obviously, people don't like it. Like, you become the very thing that you always say you don't like, a bully.
Okay? Now, when this person says, girls love big wee-wees, what are you complaining about? That already tells me we're dealing with a degenerate and a perv here. And I wouldn't put it beyond them if this was all a facade and an act.
I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym. And I think this is probably happening at gyms across America, where like trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a f how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there. in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed the sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm pissed.
So he already came with that energy. He was already on that type of time. He was already in a confrontational state.
I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report.
Look, man, outside of even this situation, the people that work at Gold's Gym be trash, bro. They don't help with nothing. They don't help with nothing. You got questions, they don't know. You trying to change the status of your membership, they can't help you. Like, they're like the worst. So in a serious situation like this, I wouldn't expect them to be able to do nothing, bro. Gold's Gym it's a great gym. It just be the staff be trash, man.
What the is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel, I'd like to think. And I get it, like, everybody has their own things, and I don't...
We care how y'all feel. We just don't want to hear it all the time, but...
Explain, I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightphobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And like, when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why?
There is no cutoff point. This is a slippery slope. It's just gonna keep becoming more and more of a intrusive type of thing, bro. You let one thing be acceptable, then you gotta let everything else be acceptable. You know what I'm saying?
Women making the laws, and if you really want to be safe and feel good, why don't we just make trans restrooms?
She raised all valid questions, and what really validates her experience is because she's not somebody they can just easily dismiss. Like, she's not a heterosexual woman. She's not a straight man. Again, straight men, we're villains now, right? We're villains now, right? We can have an opinion about anything, right? You have an opinion about anything, you're automatically a bigot if you are a straight man on this internet, bro. You have any opinion against anything, any critique of any group of people, you are now a bigot. So we can't say nothing. So cool, I shut my mouth.
No, not cool. You still need to say something. You still need to get your point across. Everybody else is getting their point across, right? And we see the results of that. Come on, bro. She's part of the same community and she's having problems with, you know what I'm saying? So if everybody's trying to silence people that are making sense, then nothing is going to make sense, bro. Everything's going to be chaotic. Everything's going to be a problem. This is just a slippery slope, tip of the iceberg. It's only going to get worse from here. So, no, don't keep your mouth closed. Just be tactical, I guess. Just be smart. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but no, you don't keep your mouth closed. You got to speak up. People got to speak up, man. Otherwise, we're going to be more lost than ever.
Now you have somebody from the community who's saying, yo, this is a problem. This is not okay. And they can't dismiss her as a bigot. No, she's one of them. Now, this person, right, not the woman, by the way, but the perpetrator, the trans woman, the transgender woman, she went on TMZ. And when she went on TMZ, let's just say she was not apologetic at all.
Well, and this is exactly what I mean. That person can get up and say whatever they want to say, even though that they were in the wrong, and they don't get crucified for it. You know what I'm saying? They get praised for it. That's what I mean. Right is gonna be considered wrong, and wrong is gonna be considered right.
Joining us
This is why we must continue to speak up.
now is one of the people that that Tish says she confronted in the locker room. Her name is Alexis Black, and she's joining us now. Alexis, welcome to Team Z Live.
Hi.
Hey, Alexis. So we spoke with Tish, and she said when she came face to face with you, it was obvious to her you were a man. So, you know, I don't want to get terribly graphic here, but can you kind of explain, you know, how you appeared? You know, do you believe that she was reading something in that you didn't appear to be male? She perceived you to be such.
Bro, it was hard for him to just ask a fucking question. Bro, listen to all this dancing in his language, dog. This is what we come to. Like, think about it. We're wasting our time trying to speak politically correct that we can't just get to the fucking point. Dog, listen to how long it took him to ask this basic ass question.
You were a man. So, you know, I don't want to get terribly graphic here, but can you kind of explain, you know, how you appeared? You know, do you believe that she was reading something in that you didn't appear to be male? She perceived you to be such.
Well, first, I told the people that raised me that this is the way that I was when I was 8 years old, and really I stuffed it down pretty deep, and I began using hormones this year in February, and I actually relinquished that information to her about, you know, name change, and it says female on my ID, and hormones, and I mean, I'm registered as a female with the gym, so.
And were you at that moment, because she told us about a couple of different encounters, were you fully clothed at that moment?
Well, she has become aggressive with me on 4 different occasions, actually at different locations in Los Angeles at Gold's Gym. But,
So, are you following her around? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
fully clothed. I believe I was enrobed.
You know what? You know what's crazy? The lady, the black lady, right? She says she's a lesbian. She presents as masculine. Do you think it's a possibility that he's attracted to a masculine presenting woman? You see how confusing this shit get? No, I seriously asked this question when I was a kid, before I even knew about any of this community stuff, right? If a man is dressed like a woman and a woman is dressed like a man, but they're in a relationship together, does that make them gay? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. This was some shit I questioned as a kid, bro, before I even understood the depths of how far this shit go. Like, it's still a man and a woman. They just swap, like, everything. I don't know, man. I don't know. But honestly, people don't have a problem with a person like this being what they want to be. They have a problem with a person like this becoming a bully. The thing that they say they don't like, they become it. A bully, bruh. Trying to bully us into accepting what you got going on. Just go be happy with what the fuck you is, bruh. Go be whatever you want to be without causing a disturbance to other people. And that's what the problem is.
A towel on one occasion, and this last time I was clothed the entire time. Yeah.
We know that's a lie because the woman confronted them to their face and said, yo, didn't you tell me women love big wee-wees? And they didn't have nothing to say because they said it. Because if you didn't say it, it would have been, huh? What? Bro, I didn't say that. Stop. And the only reason she would know is because you were unclothed, had it all out there. That was the point of her disagreement. She was yelling because she had to watch that. She had to see that. And she was also unclothed. So one, you even lying tells me you have something to hide. Y'all know my rule on this channel. I go by the Adam and Eve principle, okay? Before Adam and Eve ate that fruit, they didn't know they were naked. They were completely innocent and oblivious. They had no idea what even being naked was. But when they ate that fruit and they began to get corrupted, that's when they began to know, oh yeah, this is what sin is. Oh, bro, we're naked. They lost their innocence because they ate the fruit. And that's how God knew they ate the fruit, because they lost their innocence, right? So with this, the minute you have to lie, that's when I know, okay, yeah, you knew what you were doing. Like, you knew what you were doing were wrong, because if you didn't know it was wrong, you wouldn't have the need to lie about what you were doing. So of course they were unclothed.
Okay. Again, I apologize if this is too graphic, but I just think it's important. Have you?
Let's speak truth, baby.
Okay. Have you fully transitioned?
Be clearer when you say that.
Your genitalia.
What other context would we have to say that? When you died? We can't ask you when you died. So what other context do you transition? Like, what you mean be clearer, bro? When else do we use those words? He transitioned. Oh, he passed away? Okay. No. No, he transitioned. Like, what other reason would we have to say that? Man, come on, bro. This world crazy as hell.
That is a process that requires a quite lengthy work. Like, for instance,
Something you come to a conclusion fairly quickly when watching this, they never just answer any questions directly, because they know what they did to that woman was a violation and they were wrong for it. Because when they answer the question, it's a very simple question. Have you transitioned your genitalia? They refuse to just answer the question directly. They go down these long roundabout routes. No, just answer it. Did you get your genitalia transformed?
I sat in it.
All right. If we could really be more direct about the questions we ask, did you get your cut off? I don't think you could misinterpret that question. You know what I'm saying? Instead of all this politically correct shit, did you transition yet? That's the politically correct. No. If we get straight to the point where we can be clear and direct with as minimal misunderstandings as possible, did you get your cut off? Yes or no? You know what I'm saying? You can't misunderstand that.
Hair and had hair follicles removed from my face for 2 hours yesterday in a process called electrolysis. In order to have that surgery down there, one must have every single hair done that. In order to do that, it would take would just say a year or two to have that done. That's literally not even a possibility with where I am in my transition.
So look.
And they call this progression. Matter of fact, look, we're going to look up the definition of the word progression, bro. Because progression definition. Progression, the process of developing or moving gradually towards a more advanced state. Right? So how are we supposed to do that if we're wasting our time trying to be politically correct? If we're trying to tiptoe around the truth? You see how long it's taking them to ask questions, and you see how long it's taking this person to answer questions. Look, I'm not saying be disrespectful to people. I'm just saying, bro, how is that progression? You know, progression would be moving on. We're still stuck here. We're stuck here, bro. We're stuck at just trying to have a basic back and forth conversation. How is that progression? Dog, be for real.
From her perspective, I'm just wondering if you see her perspective. She's saying that she's looking at you, say, in a towel, and you still have male genitalia, and, you may be transitioning, but could you understand her being uncomfortable?
Well, I certainly do not understand it, but I do get the notion of the fear-mongering that she's perpetuating. The truth in the moment.
This is how politicians talk. Bruh. But look, this person doesn't understand the other person's feelings, but I promise you, they want you to understand their feelings.
Is far from what she is purporting it to be. Literally every time that she's done that, I've had women in the locker room comforting me because of how aggressive she was towards me.
So she was saying, why don't they have a third bathroom? Especially the gym you're talking about at the Beverly Center. That's been recently built.
You are right.
They had a layout that they could have adjusted and they could have put a third locker room in. Do you think that would have been appropriate, or do you feel like you are as entitled to use the women's locker room just as Tish is?
You know, that's a great question. I'm glad that she said it, that you have put it on the air. And the answer is that would necessitate two different ones, because some people trans MTF, some people go FTM. And so that's
More letters?
two rooms right there. You're not going to put a trans
Hey, after a while, we just gonna have to get on the damn alphabet, goddamn.
with a trans man just
Yeah, like, hey, you can have it, man. We gotta find some new shit.
because we're trans. That seems like a whole new envelope of discrimination. But
You know you done effed up, right? I want to stop it here. You wouldn't put a transgender woman and a transgender man in the same bathroom, right? They just said they will feel uncomfortable. They will feel uncomfortable and discriminated against if they were put in the same bathroom as a transgender woman and a transgender man. Well, then don't you understand why, as y'all would call it, a cis woman would feel uncomfortable being placed in the same bathroom as a transgender woman? Don't you understand how that could be a thing? So you could see it from your perspective. The moment you believe you're victimized or being discriminated against, you can now see it. They just exposed themselves, man. Now this whole thing of...
Hey, play the Drewski, we got him, man.
Got him. We fucking got him.
Damn.
These people don't know what they're... No. They know exactly what they're doing. This person know exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing, man. And also, too, they never answer the question of, yes, I'll be okay with this. How about if there was a third bathroom for transgender women? Would you be okay with it? Simple answer is, oh, yes, of course. Now, I don't know how they would do it, but if they could do that, oh, yes, of course, I'll be... No, they wouldn't. Because getting to victimize those women, I guess, is a part of their yearning to be validated. I guess being in proximity to what they will call cis women is a part of the journey to be validated, even if it comes at the expense of the safety and the comfortability of those cis women, right? Being placed in a transgender woman bathroom does not validate them, right? It does not, confirm or validate what they believe they feel inside. So now we have to sacrifice the comfortability and safety of the cis women so they can feel validated in their identity.
But who's validating them? Like, who's doing that? And why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we should crucify them. I'm not saying we should hate them. I'm not saying we should be afraid of them. I'm not saying we should do anything negative towards them. All I'm saying is, who's validating them and why are they validating them? These are the questions that we need to ask. What's the reason? What's the purpose behind validating these individuals who become the very thing they say they don't like, which is a bully?
Let me know in the comment section, man. What do you guys think about this, man? All right. Do y'all believe that woman was tripping? Did she deserve to be banned from that gym? Let me know in the comment section, man. All right. And
Let me see what y'all talking about in the comment section, man. The gym can't win this. They either piss off the Autobots or they piss off women. But it's California, so they're gonna side with Optimus Prime. Man, look, bro. I'm telling you, if you want to keep a business, you gotta appeal to the women, bro. Long term. I don't know, man. The woman is Tish. She is a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter who always been nothing but a beacon of light in her community. I really hope she sues the gym. And somehow the progressives will call the man brave and the woman a white supremacist. She's right. I'll sue the gym. This pissed me off as well. That woman did the right thing. I will write a formal complaint. I promise I can read. This lady is a famous songwriter. This also isn't her first complaint about this. She complained politely and quietly the first time, and she got loud the second or third time this happened. Just crazy, SMH. Yeah, but look, man. Y'all like the video. LIKE, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
Bruh, you recording?